Welcome to Looking at Legal Stuff. Today we have 3 hearings in a case with a couple where mom owes over $17,000 in child support arrears. She told the court she can't work due to her mental health diagnoses, but she also has a million excuses why she hasn't been able to give the court any proof. She eventually tells the court she has a part-time job, but once the judge starts to hold her accountable, she makes all sorts of wild accusations against Dad as the reason she shouldn't have to pay. What does the judge think of this woman's excuses? Let's find out.
Next matter is Ashley Bagby and David Losiewski. I do see Ms. Bagby is with us. Is Mr. Losiewski here?
He's coming in right now.
It appears that he's making his way in.
He is in. I'll ask him to start his camera.
All right, Mr. Losiewski, can you put on your video, please, for me so I can see that you're here? All right, there you are. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. All right, Ms. Kraus, can you inform me how things have gone since the last court date we had?
Yes, since the hearing, there has been contact from the plaintiff in regards to an email. A response was sent with motions attached and indicated that she could provide the information to friend of the court for us to report what actions are being taken with community mental health. We haven't received any additional information from her, so I'm hoping that she could then potentially update where things are going right now.
All right, Ms. Bagby, where are we at in regard to those things?
Your Honor, and friend of the court, I did send another email. It was yesterday, though. You may not have gotten. I got an automatic response. I was unable to contact, or I contacted CMH. To enroll in CMH first, you had to establish residence, and that took me a little bit to do, but I did get psych evals done. I did have to go in for treatment. I was inpatient for 13 days, I believe, total. And I did establish a residence, which I sent friend of the court email letting them know that. CMH does not do psych evals. So what they told me I could do was request treatment. What do I need treatment for? I said, well, I need a psych eval. And they said, we can't do that. You have to come in for counseling for treatment first. And then if you need a psych eval, we'll request one. I informed friend of the court of this, but also to establish anything with CMH, you have to do in-person visits. And I do not have a car right now. I will have a car August 3rd. It's supposed to be getting fixed the weekend of August 3rd. It's at the shop, but I can't go for any in-person visits for any in-person requests for anything right now because I do not have access to a car. I don't know if Your Honor, a friend of the court, has online stuff that they would like me to do, but at the request of my appellate attorney, Drew Walbeck, he asked me to email friend of the court and inform them of the psych eval that he is requesting also. There's so many psych evals going on. There's so much court stuff going on. I feel very overwhelmed, but I'm signing medical release forms for him. He suggested that I send medical release forms for you guys also so you can have access to the psych evals I've had done.
Well, why don't we do that first?
Okay.
What prevents you from using the bus system?
There's not one offered out here right now. And I did not understand. I just established. I'm sorry.
I don't know where out here is.
Your Honor, I don't want to say it on the record because David is actively trying to find my location. The woman that I live with and I babysit for is being harassed by his daughter to try and find where I'm at.
So if you're living with someone, what prevents you from using that person's car?
Her car is the one that's in the shop right now. Right now, she's getting a ride from her boss for work. Her boss comes and picks her up every day, and I stay home and babysit her kids.
All right. When was the last time that you had a psychological evaluation?
I had one. I had several. Let's see, when did I get out of jail? August 14th. So it would have been the first week of May is when I was in for treatment.
Of this year, 2025?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have a copy of that?
I do not, but I can sign medical releases for them. I don't know how many were done. I wasn't even aware they were being done, Your Honor. I had slipped into an episode of dissociation and ended up in the hospital.
Well, let's get those signed and
Okay.
submitted to the friend of the court. Let's also get a release from CMH so that they can send a treatment recommendation over to the friend of the court for what they think, counseling or whatever they recommend. That's what I'm looking for. I just want to know that you got some ongoing treatment program, and you're doing what's been recommended.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
If it's okay with you, I will start looking for online options. I am desperate to get back into therapy and treatment. As someone with dissociative identity disorder, I was going to suggest, CMH wanted me to say, what do you need treatment for? I was going to ask this court, seeing how they won't do a psych eval right off the bat, I can call back and say treatment for dissociative identity disorder, if this court's okay with that. I just didn't want to override and say, I don't know what I'm supposed to be getting treatment for, because there's been so many things thrown out on the record. That's just the most recent one. So I could do that with CMH if you would like me to do one in person. If you're okay with me doing online, I can try and set up online therapy and counseling through someone.
All right, here's what I need. I'm not here to be a psychiatrist or a social worker or anything of those lines. You have a obligation to pay child support. You're telling me that because of your mental health, you're not able to work. You have to support, wrong choice of words. You have to give me proof that you're not able to work because of your mental health status. You can do that in any number of ways. I suggested that you have community mental health evaluation and psychological evaluation to help you do that. But if you want to do that in some other way, I'm more than happy to have that information. But I have to have some information other than your own self-serving words. You know, I can't work because I have a mental health problem. Well, give me an expert that says that. Give me a doctor, give me a psychologist, give me somebody that says that you can't work because of your mental health reasons. And as long as that's done satisfactorily, I don't have a problem with that. However, right now I don't have anything. So I'm not going to tell you what you need to do to get this done. I've already suggested to you what I thought would be an appropriate plan, and it appears that you're running into some snags for doing that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to adjourn this for 60 days. I'm going to give you an opportunity to gather whatever information that you wish about your current mental health status and whether or not you can work, and if you have any limitations on your work because of that status. We're going to have a hearing in 60 days. At that hearing, you may present whatever information and documentation and witnesses that you wish to present. If you have an expert witness, you're going to have to contact them, a doctor or a psychiatrist. You're going to have to contact them and say, we have a hearing in 60 days. I need you to get ready for this hearing so that you can testify about it. That may mean that you contact somebody that's already done a psychological evaluation for you, whether you knew about it or not. There has to be a report someplace so you can find that information out through your appellate attorney, however you want to do it. Once we have that hearing, I'll make a determination of whether that or not that meets the requirements for you not being able to work, or if there's any limitations on your ability to work. I will then make a decision. Can you work? Can you not work? Are there any limitations on your ability to work? If we go forward, great. If we can't do anything, that's great too. Doesn't matter to me, but I need to have some proof that you have a limitation on your work ability because of your mental health. So I'm giving you 60 days. We'll postpone the next hearing for 60 days to allow you to do that. At that next hearing, you can have an attorney represent you if you wish. You can do this on your own, but I will look at whatever information and documentation and witnesses that you have ready and available Mr. Losiewski will be have the ability to ask questions, or he'll have an attorney. If he wants to have an attorney, that's up to him. They'll be able to ask questions about the materials as well. So you need to submit that documentation to the court as well as to Mr. Losiewski. So if there's stuff in there that you think is personal, you're going to need to black it out, and then you'll have to explain why you blacked it out so that it doesn't get to the wrong people.
Okay.
But that's going to be on you to do all of that. So a copy to the court, a copy to Mr. Losiewski, so he has the ability to make proper questions and arguments at the time. You understand all that, ma'am?
I do understand. Yes, I do, Your Honor.
You have any questions about any of that?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Kraus, did you get all that down?
I did. How many days before the hearing would that need to be submitted?
The documentation should be 10 days.
Thank you.
So you got 50 days basically to get it ready, and then we'll have the hearings at somewhere after 60 days. So it'll be a little bit after 60 days for the hearing. All right, that's what we'll do. I'll see you all in 60 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Losiewski and Ashley Bagby, that's file 14-15600-DP. Set for a show cause today. I do see Ms. Bagby is with us, as is Mr. Losiewski. Mr. Brzezinski, tell me a little bit about this case.
Yes, Judge. This hearing was adjourned from July 11th to today for an evidentiary hearing regarding the plaintiff's ability to earn income. The court ordered on July 11th for the plaintiff to provide documents to the court and the defendant 10 days prior to today's hearing regarding her ability to earn income. The front of the court's office at least has not received anything. I'm not sure if the court file reflects that documents were filed. I'm not sure if the defendant received any. The total account balance as of this date is $17,807.39. The support obligation is $392 a month, and the last payment was April 15th of 2023.
All right, Ms. Bagby, the court has not received any documents from you about your income ability. What's happening?
Your Honor, I was unable to get the documents prior to the 10 days because my CMH therapist, Mindy Blinko, has been out sick. She called me on Tuesday to let me know that she's out of the office. She told me that we have a plan of service available and an appointment schedule available that we can send in to you. But she also canceled my appointment yesterday because she had an emergency doctor's appointment. I do have a voicemail from her that I don't know how to share it with you guys over Zoom. I looked up how to attach documents and I couldn't figure it out, but I do have her voicemail to say that I'm sorry about the documents. I know we're here regarding my ability to work. I am working part-time. I got a job. I'm in therapy every single week. Life's getting way better. But I'm also confused as far as what to do with my arrears, because I believe that you were looking for testimony regarding my ability to work in the past. And I'm unable to find a psychiatrist, as CMH in Sheboygan does not have one to do any type of exam or any type of testimony. So they sent me down to Old Town Psychology. Well, Old Town Psychology does not take my insurance. So my Molina insurance is only accepted downstate. I do not have a car to get down there for any type of evaluation regarding my ability to work in the past. And I don't know what to do about that. Mindy, my psychiatrist, my therapist suggested possibly asking Dr. G to testify again, especially now that I have a copy of this report and I see things like delusional disorder, DID, antisocial personality disorder with narcissism. I see things that qualify, I believe, for, yeah, she needed to get some help, and that's what she's done in the past. Maybe just his testimony again, and I can question him. But as far as my ability to work right now, I have a job now, Your Honor. I'm getting better, and I'm going to file with the friend of the court for a review for child support. And I do have documents available in my plan of service so the court can see that I am very involved with CMH. And my appointment schedule, Mindy said that she absolutely has those available if the court wants to see them. She also reminded me that I did sign a release for a friend of the court to get any documents that they wanted through CMH if they had questions. And I'm like, I'm sorry about the documents, but this just came up on Monday when she called me back after to tell me she's been out of the office sick. And then she had to cancel on Thursday to go to the doctor's. So I
So
can't do anything about that.
what was your therapist going to say, or what were the documents that you wanted to get from her?
The plan of service is just to show you that what my goals are, which was basically just understanding what was going on and getting back to work. And my appointment schedule was to show that I'm very compliant with everything that CMH is recommending. So
All right. I don't have any reason to doubt any of those things. The only thing that I would need to see is if there was some evidence that you could not work. And it sounds like you can, because you are at least working part-time.
I am I plan on working full time. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's all right. We're fine. So it sounds like it should be you have the green light to go back to work and to begin to work, and you're starting to work. So there should be some payments made. So at this point, I don't see any prejudice by the fact that you can't get your documentation here, because it wouldn't negate your ability to work. So at this point, the current court order is $392 a month. So that's what you should be paying on a regular basis. And you should be making some payments towards the arrears. Mr. Brzezinski, do we have an ordered on arrears amount yet?
We do not, Judge.
All right. So Ms. Bagby, from here forward, $392 a month until you submit some documentation to the friend of the court, from which they can make a determination that that would be an inappropriate amount. So it's $392 a month. I'm going to ask the friend of the court to do a recommendation as to an ordered on arrears amount. They'll send that amount out to you. If you disagree with that amount, you'll have the right to object to it. Typically, they'll do that under the guidelines. If you have any current income information, I would ask that you send that in to the friend of the court and begin to work full-time or seek work full-time. Any questions that you have, Ms. Bagby?
Not right now, Your Honor.
Mr. Losiewski, is there anything else that you want me to be aware of?
The whole thing of this turning into her trying to get paperwork, that has nothing to do with the reason that we're here, which is a show cause. When this was reversed and I was on the receiving end of this, I was forced into a show cause every other month, even though I was making my payments. And Miss Bagby just gets away with everything by playing the games and just making excuse after excuse after excuse. She's had months to do this paperwork, months before that to do it, and then months before that. This isn't the first continuance on this. This has been a year now that we've been looking at this with her. When this was me, I was threatened with jail time. I was threatened with the loss of my driver's license, and I was threatened with a lot of other things. It's not fair that she gets away with this constantly and continuously for years now. She's making this argument that she can't work because she's crazy. That's fine. But what about the last 3 years that she was out working, getting tattoos, paying for her drug addiction? She was doing all this stuff. She had money for that.
Okay, Mr. Losiewski, did you hear me say that she's to begin making her payments? That is the order of the court.
Yeah, I heard that. It's just
all right. So is there anything else that you would want me to do other than to require her to make her payments?
I would, yeah, well, I mean, it's just, I'm sorry, Your Honor. It's very frustrating for me because it's been.
I get it. I understand frustration, but there's only so much that I can do as well. So I've ordered her to do what she's required to do. And if she doesn't do that, we'll take action in the future.
Well, and the action in the future is, I guess, what I'm concerned about, because it seems like if she comes through and she doesn't make any payments from here, then we just start this exact procedure over again, where it's like Another court date, another delay, another court date, another delay, and it's months and months, another year goes by before anything's actually brought up to this point where we're at now. So
Okay.
I guess what I would ask the court is to give her a deadline to start making consistent payments. Otherwise, she has some kind of responsibility that she has to make beyond that. You know what I mean? Because it just keeps getting put off to a date or something out in the ether instead of a very set thing where she's held accountable.
I'd be happy to do that, Mr. Losiecki. We will adjourn till next month to monitor her payments, and we'll do that for a few months to make sure that she continues to make her payments. And if she does that, then we'll take a break from monitoring in court and allow the friend of the court to continue to monitor her on a regular basis. There is already set up in the law, if she gets behind by more than 2 months, the friend of the court has the opportunity to bring a show cause at that time. So, but we will adjourn for 1 month. We'll see how she makes her payments, and then we'll see you then. All right, that's all for today. Thank you. Next case is Ashley Bagby and David Losiecki. It's file 14-15600-DP. All right, I do see Ms. Bagby is with us. Ms. Spillane, is this your matter?
I believe
no,
Mr.
Judge, I'm
Brzezinski
covering
is
this
doing
one.
this one.
All right, thank you, Mr. Brzezinski. Could you update me as to this one, Mr. Brzezinski?
Yes, Judge. This hearing was adjourned from October 10th. The court ordered the following. The plaintiff was to provide current income and employment information to the front of the court office. The office has not received that information. Plaintiff was to begin making payments to meet their current support obligation of $392. No payments have been received. And then the front of the court was to prepare an ordered on arrears recommendation. This was completed. Plaintiff objected. The objection hearing is set before referee legal on November 19th. And then plaintiff was to appear today for a hearing. And the order indicated that she might be found in contempt if she did not comply with the order.
Ms. Bagby, can you tell me why you didn't supply the income and employment information to the friend of the court or make any payments?
Yes, I can, Your Honor. I haven't been able to pay anything yet as I was just working part-time and I still am. And that is in trade for a vehicle, actually. I did request a review for child support, which was mailed last week, and also the objection. But I'm going to be getting a Tahoe. It's in the shop right now, getting a new thermostat, bearings, and tires put on it. But it's going to be out next week. And by next weekend, I will be able to hand in applications for an actual W-2 job. So I have not been able to. I don't have any money yet, but I am trying, and I am working part-time in trade for a vehicle. I'm not getting cash, so I cannot provide payment. I will be able to apply for jobs next weekend, though.
Why aren't you able to apply for jobs now?
I don't have a vehicle, Your Honor. I lost my vehicle 2 years ago when I was in jail for 6 months on charges that were just finally dropped. I have been struggling for a couple years because of charges and sitting in jail for 6 months on charges that were dropped on appeal. And I have been struggling to rebuild my life ever since. I have a vehicle that's coming next week, finally, but I haven't had a vehicle.
When did you get out of jail?
I got out of jail in April, I believe, and then I was court ordered for 90 days of treatment, psychiatric treatment. And then we had our last hearing in which I said I am able-bodied and ready to go to work and seeking employment. I do have a part-time job, which is going to provide me with a vehicle to go and get an actual full-time W-2 job.
Where do you live now?
I live in Sheboygan County, Your Honor.
Is there no bus system in Sheboygan County?
Not in the middle of the woods. I'm about 15 minutes out of town.
How do you get groceries?
My boyfriend. He's also the one who's paying for the vehicle. He's also the one that gives me a ride to go clean part-time twice a week. He's also the one who pays our rent.
What would stop him from giving you a ride to work every day?
Because he works every day. We need two vehicles.
You could get up 15 minutes early, drop you off, and he could go to work and then reverse that on the way home.
Well, Your Honor, he's been using his mom's vehicle. We don't have a vehicle. We're getting a vehicle.
But he's
But he's
using the
been,
vehicle every day to get to work, right?
yes,
So what stops you from riding with him?
because he leaves at 6 in the morning and he works till 3 in the afternoon. And I haven't been able to find a job in Sheboygan County in downtown where he drives to at 6 in the morning to go to work.
What kind of
We're
work
going to
does
be
he
able
do?
to. He does construction. He does indoor, outdoor small construction with, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't think of his name right now. Ray Wheeler. Wheeler and Sons Construction, I believe is the name of the business.
You're telling me that you can't find a part-time job or couldn't find a part-time job at a gas station or a fast food joint in the morning?
No, Your Honor, I haven't been able to, and I'm actually cleaning for Ray. I'm working, it's his dad's house that I'm cleaning, and it's going to be construction cleans for his company that I'm also doing. So Ray's actually the one who's gotten me in the door and lined up this vehicle for me so I can go get a job. So, I mean, I have tried, and in trying, I have found people who are actually trying to help me too. But I would also like to remind this court, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, Your Honor, I tried presenting this. So I hired Mary Beth Kerr in February of 2020 to present a rape case. My daughter's a product of rape, and Mary Beth Kerr did not do that, blaming COVID. Then in December 2021, I tried presenting this case myself, in which Scott Beatty did not allow me to call any witnesses. So I am trying to comply with the court.
What does that have to do with anything?
It has to do with everything, Your Honor, as in I know that it is illegal for my rapist to have custody, and I am trying to comply with this court, and I am trying to get some money coming in so I can try and make you guys happy. But at the same time, I actually object to paying anything because she's a product of rape, and it is illegal for a rapist to have custody. It's also very illegal the way that Mary Beth Kerr did not present the case, and it's also very illegal how Scott Beatty denied me calling any witnesses in December 2021. I went crazy after that, not gonna lie, but I'm doing the best I can to rebuild and trying to comply with this court's orders in order to give my rapist money for successfully raping me. It blows my mind. But I have done everything that I can. I do have a job working part-time, cleaning for Ray Wheeler. I will be doing construction cleans for him also, and I will have access to a vehicle so I can go get an actual W-2 job, hopefully by next weekend. All to pay my rapist money for successfully raping me. After sitting in jail for 5 weeks.
Right. Ma'am, I've now heard you tell me that same thing 5 times in a row. I heard you the first time. I don't need you to tell me it 4 times after that. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. We're going to simply adjourn this matter for 30 days. That will allow you also to have your objection on the current support obligation heard and a determination made of what amount would be appropriate for you to pay. I expect to hear at that next court hearing that you've already notified the friend of the court of your employment, your new employment, and you've already made a payment on your obligation, whatever that is per month. And if those things are not done, I'm going to consider contempt of court. You understand what I've said?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I do have one question, if I'm allowed.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
As far as the making payment, are you asking about payment for the support that's right now, which is over $300, or is this in the recalculation, which I requested?
You're going to make whatever dollar amount is set after your objection period, after your objection hearing. So whatever dollar amount is set at that hearing, I expect that amount to be paid prior to the next court hearing that you have with me.
Okay.
You're on notice that right now that some amount is going to be due. So it's just a question of exactly how much it is. So you should be working towards getting funding for whatever that amount is going to be. So you should be able to make it shortly after the next court hearing that you have on the objection. So I'm giving you a month to make that payment, whatever it turns out to be. And then you're also going to be notifying the friend of the court of what new employment you get. If for some odd reason you don't get employment, then you'll need to notify the friend of the court of what steps you've taken to look for employment. And I typically consider 10 applications per week to be a minimum. You understand all of that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Any additional questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Brzezinski, did you get all of that down so that we can have that in our order?
Yes, Judge. I just want to
All right.
clarify one thing.
Go ahead.
The objection that Ms. Bagby filed was only to the ordered on arrears recommendation. If she requested a review, she could have. I'm not aware of that. So there will be no change to the current support obligation of $392, even after the next hearing with referee legal. That's only to address the arrearage payment at this time.
All right. Then she's on notice of how much the minimum amount should be. And if it goes up from there, as for an ordered on arrears amount, should be required to make that payment also. All right. That's all for today. Thank you. Yes.
Mr. Brown has asked that we hear the Lounsbury Burns cases. He's got mediation in 5 minutes.
All right.